The Detroit Lions are Super Bowl contenders. It's crazy to say that, but they are. This is a team that definitely has flown through the radar. They've been terrible for a long time, and then they draft amazingly. They get the players they want, um, and they become what they are now. And that, like I said, is contenders in the NFC and contenders for a world championship. So overall, this is a great team. This is a team that was oh so close to that Super Bowl, um, which they beat the Super Bowl champs the week one. So this is a team that has a lot of grit, a lot of experience. Definitely looking to be a problem, and they are a problem. I think that they built one of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line. I think they have a high-powered offense, and I think their defense has gotten so much better this year, especially through the draft. So overall, you're looking at it from this perspective, this team can go really far. So it is all on their shoulders. Will they play up to expectation? I think they definitely, like I said, play with a chip on their shoulder, and I'm excited to see what they do this year. They were 12-5 last year, in the NFC North champs. Lost to the Niners in the NFC Championship game. 6-2 at home, 6-3 away, 4-2 division, 461 points. They scored 395. They gave up. They were second in passing yards with 258.9, fifth in rushing with 135.9, fifth in points for with 21 points, 27.1, and 23rd in points against 23.2. Again, their defense did struggle, but they definitely upgraded. So let's take a look at this depth chart. Look at this roster, dude. Start offense. They got three wide receiver, one tight end set. Left tackle, Taylor Decker, veteran, reliable, definitely stud. Definitely a guy that is a pretty good leader, man. And I know he doesn't get recognized as much, but like I said, he's been a pretty good staple for Detroit. He definitely brings a true grit character to him. So yeah, Taylor Decker is reliable. Left guard, Glasgow. He was number 7 on the left guard list. Definitely a great guard man. Definitely will help offensive linemen with the interior blocking. Definitely can go outside, make some pretty good blocks for running backs out there, fullbacks, whatnot. Yeah, he's just another really agile, athletic guy. At the center, they have the number one center in the list. There is Frank Ragnow, who does everything so well. Everything, man, from blocking to snaps to making sure that his offensive line are all lined up in the right spot, making sure everyone's ready. A leader for sure. At the right guard, Zeitler, who I thought was a great pickup from Baltimore to Detroit. I think that's great, especially losing Jonah Jackson. He was number 10 on the right guard list. He's a veteran. He's done it before. I mean, it's just more veteran presence for him. It's good for them. Right tackle, they have Penny Sewell, who was number one on the right tackle list, and it's like not even close to me. Like Penny Sewell is a dangerous man who can move to left tackle later in his career just because of the ability of being a brick wall. No one can go through him. No one can go around him. He's just that good. His footwork is amazing. He just places himself in a great place, and if he gets a hold of you, it's over. Just a honestly, a great generational talent there. With the quarterback being Jared Goff, who ranked himself into number 9, this man was an honorable mention. Keeps moving himself up because of his revival in Detroit. It could be the offensive line, it could be the weapons, or it could be that Jared Goff just is not as bad as everyone thinks. Having him there has been great. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been experienced. So yeah, I do believe that Jared Goff has definitely gained a lot of respect out here from NFL fans. Running backs, there's two of them, Montgomery and Gibbs. No matter what, you give it to whoever you give it to, they are going to carry the load. They are going to do a great time, a great job of getting the first down, of getting yardage. I mean, this is what you want, dude. And they were both honorable mentions. So having a tandem like that, one guy who's fast and Gibbs, that's elusive, and one guy that's a power back in David Montgomery, it's a great combination for him. Wide receiver, you do have Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was number 7 on the wide receiver list, and I think he'll keep climbing. He will definitely be a top 5 guy by the end of this year. Just a reception machine and a very smart, high IQ player. Gets the amount of yardage he needs for first downs. He can make some big plays. I mean, that's great. Wide receiver on the other side, Jameson Williams. He's finally going to be out there, I think, with hopefully staying healthy. But I think he's got some breakout potential for sure. He just hasn't had the chance to really come out, but he's young. Definitely drafted him of recent years. So I think Amon Ra will definitely be getting more of the double teams. I think Jameson Williams will be getting more of the touches this year due to all the focus on Amon Ra. The other wide receiver is Khalif Raymond. He just needs to step up. He's not a guy that has a lot of numbers in his career. He hasn't stacked enough. But I think he can do the job as long as he gets the job done. Whenever he's targeted, he can make some plays. I think that's all they can really ask for right now. Um, and at the tight end, Sam Laporta, who is just in his second year, and he's number 6 on the tight end list. I mean, yeah, they have had a lot of success with tight ends in Detroit. This one being Laporta, it's really worked out for him, man. It really has. Very, very. He's part of a generational thing of tight ends that are just athletic, and they're receiving tight ends. Um, Another option to be aware of for defenses, and that can be really frustrating, and it could be extremely stressful and honestly draining. So having Laporta though is fantastic. So their offense is amazing. Their defense to the side of the football, which they were definitely wanted to work on. Their 4-3 defense now. Aiden Hutchinson, number 4. I mean, almost unguardable at times, unblockable. Excuse me. At times, just honestly, just be looking like a young Mad Max man. Looking like one of those type of players, those game wreckers. Great swim move that he's got going on there. Just super athletic for a DN, and a huge DN at that with 6'7", dude. So yeah, crazy to see him. D tackle is going to be Aleem McNeil. It's a question for him. He's young. He's just trying to develop. What will we get? What will we get out of McNeil? I think that's good that they are trying to get younger. So having a young D tackle is nice, and pairing up with a veteran and DJ Reader is also nice. So he can definitely develop Aleem McNeil. Reader, I believe, will be there for the run stop. Definitely will be there, obviously, to make the necessary plays as well as the necessary disruptions inside the interior offensive line. And obviously, he'll do his best to get to the QB, but he's going to be more of a intangibles. You don't see the stuff on the stat sheet kind of guy, so that is good with veteran presence. On the other side is going to be Marcus Davenport, who really hasn't had the best of seasons. Even though he has some high potential to him, he just hasn't had those seasons to become what he needs to be. I think he's going to have a breakout year. I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to be gaining a lot of attention. I think a lot of offensive line might definitely double him in terms of guard and tackles, or guard and centers, that kind of thing. So it's going to open up some spaces, and I think Marcus Davenport is going to do his job, and he's going to be a very good game changer here. For the linebackers, you do have Jack Campbell, who they drafted last year. He's got to step it up and prove to everyone that his draft day was not a fluke, that he actually is the real deal. There's a reason they got him. And of course, they've been having an eye for talent. So I still believe that he can step up and be okay. Middle linebacker is going to be Anzalone, honorable mention. Definitely an underrated middle linebacker. Really good in terms of, making the play, making the tackle, making open field tackles. Definitely a leader. So overall, Anzalone has been phenomenal since he's been in Detroit. You got to give him his credit. He's all over the field. That's what you want, man. And the other side, Barnes. I think he's going to be a breakout. He's young. I think he's definitely got the potential to step up even more this year, and I'm excited to see what they do there. At the secondary level, you do have corner Carlton Davis, which is a great pickup. I mean, this is something they always have had a struggle with was corners. Getting a corner one right now is crazy. It's a great thing for Detroit to, like I said, improve their defense, which they have already. By having Carlton Davis the third, who's won a Super Bowl, who's been a part of it, who's been at most, he's been at most a really key contributor to the secondary, to a Super Bowl team. Carlton Davis' experience, as well as just the fact that he is still young and he still has all this playmaking ability, is going to help them tremendously in the pass defense. Cornerback Terrion Arnold on the other side, great draft pick, great draft pick. Definitely a guy that I could see having. his game elevate the more he plays. I think he definitely can be a super impactful kind of guy, and I'm excited to see what Terry Arnold does. I think like I said, he can definitely make an impact for this team. At the nickelback, Robertson, I think he's reliable. Like obviously, they also got him. That's a great thing that they did was pick Robertson up. I think he's physical, and I definitely believe that. Like I said, they added some talent. So at the safety positions, not much changing, dude. Kirby Joseph, number 9 on the free safety list. Definitely a guy that not many people expected to be this good, but I mean, good for them. Good for him. He's been a playmaker. He's been, like I said, he brings the true grit to him that Detroit has. So Kirby Joseph looks like a smaller guy, plays like a big dude. So and then the guy that is the hard hitter, man, the heavy hitter, strong safety, Brian Branch, honorable mention. Yeah, all out. Like it's like they're Detroit Cam Chancellor for them. It could be too soon to say that, but he really does play with his whole heart and soul. Definitely is ready to make a play. Definitely is ready to hit somebody. And a guy that should be a top 10 member sooner rather than later. So overall, Detroit has their defense definitely looking a lot more cleaner, and it's looking exciting. With their special teams, they do have kicker Bates, who's a rookie, so we'll see how that plays out. Punter is going to be Fox, who's pretty reliable in his career, and Reynolds being their kick returner is a question mark because he hasn't had much potential there. So we'll see how that goes for him. Oh, we're looking at their schedule. There's some rematches in here from their playoff run, so I mean, overall, this is going to be fun. But they definitely have some good matchups. I think it'll be fun and entertaining to watch them. So let's start. Well, week one, they beat the Rams in overtime. It was a close game. Definitely should have won by more with the injuries, but the win's a win. They'll play the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think they'll beat them. They just got a better roster than them. They'll play the Cardinals. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll beat the Seahawks. Lose to Dallas. Beat Minnesota, Tennessee, Green Bay, Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Chicago, and Green Bay. They're having a huge win streak based on the fact that I think the momentum's going to carry for them. They know they were this close. They're going to play with their hearts out. And all those teams, I just feel like, they don't have the depth Detroit has. Houston will give them a run for their money, but I do believe at the end of the day, they'll win. They'll lose 3 straight to the Bills, the Bears, and the Niners, and they'll close the season out with the win against the Minnesota Vikings. So it brings my total to 13-4, which is a great record for them. I think they can definitely get a bye, possibly, but most likely it might go to the Niners, and they'll just have to play a wild card game. But overall, I mean, this is a team that's going to be top in the NFC, and they're going to be a contender for the Super Bowl. They have young stars all over. They got some people that need to prove it, but they have true grit, and I think that's going to carry them. The city's going to carry them. Their ferocity of being able to want to get back to where they were and then make that leap to actually go to a Super Bowl, which they've never been to, is going to motivate them. And yeah, I mean, this is a team that you got to watch out for this year.